Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And Carter just left on a damn jet plane to go back to Alabama for a couple weeks. But never fear, on Mic 3, returning to the show for the first time since the shittiest year of all time, it's our friend...
Hi, I'm John Michael Bond.
Hey, welcome back, man. You're one of our final guests before we had to stop doing this in person, so it's good to see you.
It was one of the nicest hangs I could have met. I was like, man, this is great. I should go hang out at shows more. I should, even if I'm not on, I should be around. I want to be around people more often. And then,
We all tell ourselves, I'm going to go hang out at shows more.
Now that everything's opened up and I'm not, I want to...
Yeah,
the shows are bad right now. Don't go to any show.
Yeah.
All the clubs are bad. I was watching... Look, the Improv, you know that club that's never going to book us?
Uh-huh.
Their Twitter the past couple days have been showcasing the comics on the show. And one of them was Dom Irere, who I think is funny. And they showed a clip of him talking about airport security. You know, all those hilarious comics who do jokes about the airport.
I mean,
Was it a new or an old joke?
It was old. It was. And
What
you
if
could
they
tell
made-
the clip was old too. It was weird.
Yeah.
what if they made the whole airport out of the security?
You always know
And-
it's going to be a great show in the clips in 4x3.
The joke was him going, "You think I let a stranger pack my bag?" You guys know you guys can figure out the premise on your own on that one.
I don't know. This is pretty intellectual.
And then another one the next day. They have this comic Amir K, who I've never seen. He could be funny.
I know Amir K.
Oh yeah, is he?
He's funny. He's very
Okay,
funny.
yeah, I see him headlining a lot.
Yeah.
But this is how they promote him: an act out, no setup, an act out. That's just him kicking over the stool, him kicking over the mic stand,
Wow.
kicking over a bottle of water. You know what happens at the end? The clip just cuts away.
Wow.
They don't
It's just
even
him kicking
no context to anything at all. So it's just like, I guess this is the karate comic I'm gonna go see tonight.
This week, George Carlin, he's like, yeah, there's 7 words you can't say.
Good evening. Yeah. Who
First
edited
one, Kai.
Who edited?
Kiai. That's what I used to have to say.
Who edited that video? Rooftop comedy? What the deepest inside baseball?
Yeah, that is. That's an old one.
Those motherfuckers, they taped every show I did at West Side Comedy Theater from 2012 until whenever they dissolved in 2016. And every clip they ever sent me was me bombing my ass off.
Let's explain.
Every
This
time.
was a service that would film your comedy without you knowing and
Yes.
then upload it to the internet without your
you knowing.
consent.
Yeah.
And then if you went in and spent a lot of time tagging things,
Yeah.
people might be able to find you easily. But I did find out if you just email if you email deep enough, someone in support will just send you the exact time you want from a set.
Oh,
And you
okay.
could get, sometimes they'd upload the good version. A lot of times they'd punish you and be like, "Hey, we're just gonna put out good night, folks.
Yeah.
No one's gonna get it."
Well, I'd
Put
imagine.
in the karate chop the mic stand bit.
Yeah. I imagine those people are not people anymore. They're a dusty box somewhere in Amazon's warehouse. If that.
Hopefully.
They put up a 30-second clip of me calling myself fat once, and then didn't do the punchline of the joke. It was like being negged by the science.
Yeah. So it's just a video of you being like, yeah, my fat gut and man titties,
Like,
and
what's
I
wrong
can't.
What's wrong with this shit? You know what I'm trying to do, and then it cut away. And it'd be like, oh, that's when he shot himself on stage. They had to cut away from that.
Yeah,
But we want to use the footage up until the moment he pulls out the gun.
oh my god.
I wasn't ever big enough to get filmed by Rooftop. I hate to admit it on air.
I mean,
They won't let me use the Tig Notaro account on Twitter. I hate to admit it on air.
that would be great if there were just 30,000 clips all labeled Tig, but it's other people's jokes.
Before we go any further, I did want to shout out our friend at Rishcraft, who's the guy who sent us the hot sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Also, and I've totally forgotten to play this the past couple weeks. He sent this to me at the beginning of last month. He actually wrote us a song.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
It's incredible.
He is also apparently working on some new music, too. So I was going to play this real quick. I love how deep into the lore of the show this actually goes.
It's the goods from the woods. It's the tower of power. Body made of twisted steel.
Dude.
Supersonic sex appeal. With Rivers Langley and friends, let's act slam harder. look, it's Carter Glasscock. R.I.P. Daniel Magden. We don't talk about Cooper.
That's my favorite.
Ryder shows up when he has time. But what the fuck happened to Mr. Goodnight? The goods from the woods. Show the attitude of gratitude, or else you can go fuck right off.
Man.
Wow. That sounds like a song I would have driven around my parents' neighborhood.
Right?
Just like hitting like play again every time we like boing, dung, 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 dung. Like I would have oh man.
Yeah, that shit
I would have
fucking,
been so fucking pensive to that song.
I fucking lost my shit at We Don't Talk About Cooper. It's truly one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
You know who doesn't like that line? Cooper.
Did you play the song for Cooper?
Yeah, well, I played him that specific part because I know.
Just the one part.
Well, I think I played
That's
the
your
whole
rooftop
song.
clip.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 30 seconds of calling me fat.
Yeah.
Because Cooper just loves anything that's about him, you know? So I played him that part, and he was interested to know what it means.
I think it's something you said.
It's a
actually.
reference. Yeah, it's a reference to something I said. And,
Yeah, because I believe I told you that people were hurting for more Sherm Doubts, and I was like, "What's going on with Cooper?" And you said, "We don't talk about Cooper." So this rewards
Yeah.
deep listening to our show. And
Cooper said I was too mean to him, and he didn't want to do the podcast anymore.
Wow. On or off mic?
Off mic.
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
On mic, he would just have a meltdown, and it was hilarious.
but you couldn't just save the mean for the mic, man. You had to,
No, well, I would save
to
it
talk
for the
shit
mic.
while you were playing tennis.
Well, that's the thing. When me and Cooper lived together, and when he first moved in, I was very respectful to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
I was because I was like, I'm going to live with this guy. I've never like hung out. You know, we've hung out, but mostly at comedy and just restaurants and shit like that.
yeah.
And so when he moved in, I was like, I'm not going to fuck with him. Like when we're at open mics and we're just like, ribbing each other and shit.
Well, it's like moving in, like having a roommate who was a friend or something. Like before you were roommates, you were buddies, and you would always fuck with them. But then all of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, we got to live together." So
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm going to be cool. And then one day, like, I don't know which day Cooper's lived in the house, but it was like the first week he just walks downstairs one morning and goes, "What's up, bitch?" I was like, okay, I guess we're doing it like this.
Okay. Wow.
I cannot relate to any of these problems because I've lived with my parents and my wife and no one else.
Hey, that's the way to
the
be, man.
move,
That
yeah.
is the move.
I feel like sometimes like comics are like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I was in a cult, and then I escaped, and then I found improv, and now I do stand up. And you're like, wow, that's a really fascinating backstory. And mine's just like, I was a conservative Christian until I became a drunken piece of shit.
That sounds like the path of a lot of people.
Speaking of roommates, I did want to share something that I found on the LA Housing Sublets and Rentals page that cracked my shit up. So this was posted about a week ago by someone named Justine. I have one private bedroom with a private bathroom available in a shared house for $1,200 a month before utilities. The location is conveniently close to the 405/105 freeways near LAX. Boeing, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, the Air Force Base, and Manhattan Beach are all nearby. So for people who don't live in LA, this is the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's right by the airport. It's just on the edge of the ocean in a place where nobody likes to hang out.
right.
On the
Yeah. No
ocean.
one goes for any reason except to fly away from this town forever.
The air's bad.
You're trapped by freeways.
I used to go down there to do a open mic Saturdays at noon, hosted by LG Ross. He had a role on what was that show? Some Disney show.
Oh.
He was Zoe 101.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He was a teacher, and it was a reoccurring role.
Hey, shit.
And then he got
He's nice.
a mic down by the airport.
Yeah, I mean, he just started.
It's in
on
the
its own.
terminal.
It's like a feedback mic too, so you can ask his opinions.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Do they ever have drop-ins from the other members of Zoe 101?
there's some people who go there that I've never, it's one of those mics when it's in the middle of nowhere that it's off. You see people that you've never seen anywhere.
Yeah, those are kind of magical.
Yeah. So maybe all those people are famous and I don't know.
Yeah. The ad continues. You will share the room with one person, and we are LGBTQ friendly.
Good.
The apartment manager here is moderately quiet, clean, and organized. Some people, and then this is in all caps, work from home, so being quiet and considerate is necessary. Which again,
Wow.
this is it's all okay.
I knew some was going to be crazy when they said the apartment manager was sort of quiet.
Yeah,
what?
moderately quiet.
What does that even mean?
Every once in a while they go on a bender.
They're sort of quiet, but let me tell you the actual requirement needs
Yeah.
for this place.
They're quiet until one night you wake up and they're tapping a machete on your window. The housemates are 3 working professionals in their 20s through 40s who are mature, and you need to be within that range. Otherwise, it will be too awkward for us. So,
That sucks because I'm 11 years old.
Yeah. Look here, active children and recent retirees. Not in our home.
so here's where it gets fun. Ideal housemate. So this is what you should be to live here. Working full time, paying rent on time.
Okay.
Fair.
Done.
Fair. Mature, clean.
I can do this.
Fair. Walk quietly. Do not stomp. Do not slam doors. Do not bring trouble people / people from Tinder home. Not.
Troubled people / people from Tinder?
It doesn't say troubled. It just says trouble people.
Oh, troubled people. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds like a slur.
What about Hinge or Bumble?
Yeah. No, Hinge or Bumble is fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, good.
No,
It's
it's
more
not.
low-key.
It's not fine. The next sentence. Do not be actively rutting during the day or night.
Ooh, they're Australian.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
So you can't have sex? in
Yeah,
this
that's
place?
what it's saying. Yeah. And then in parentheses, you can do it at the other person's place. Well, thank you for permission.
Okay. So it's a house for asexual ballet dancers.
I love the idea that you're renting a place where you're not allowed to have people over.
Well,
That's like a lot of. What's the deposit for no sex?
Well, it's already $1,200 a month, which
Yeah.
is crazy for a shared
Yeah,
room.
but I mean, are they
anyways.
asking for first or last month too, or
this says this
To
person.
prove that you're an incel to live at this place?
there's a sniff test for the first 2 weeks? It's a real intense place.
Our ideal housemate does not play loud music or sing.
No singing,
Singing. And
no Christmas. There's no Christmas in this
These
house.
are definitely just subliminal insults about their last roommate.
yes, 100%. That's exactly what I was getting to.
If your
This
mom's a bitch and is brunette,
This is just describing,
Yo,
Dan.
sing song, stomping ass, door
Yeah, I
slamming.
know.
Always fucking.
that's what I was
Always
thinking.
fucking day and night. Always fucking.
It's like a guy named Action Dan. He's just stomping around the house, just constantly fucking. And also, our ideal housemate does not cook food with a strong odor such as seafood.
okay, I honestly thought that was going to go racist, so I'm fine. Seafood, maybe there's an allergy.
I also thought I was going to go racist.
Yeah.
And also, microwaving fish is, actionable violence. So-
Sure, yeah. I don't quite disagree with that, but again,
This
it
is
hints
so
to
specific.
it hints to the previous roommate. This is Action Dan.
Does it say
loves shrimp and fucking and stomping?
Any off-limits astrological signs?
No, not yet. So
Not yet.
Can't believe we have to update this, but no Aries, no Vertigo.
walking around the house inappropriately dressed, showing midsection.
Goes on?
Oh, so this is a woman.
Yeah.
Well, no, it says showing midsection for both genders is not accepted. So Action Dan is now wearing the half shirt Adam Sandler is
Okay.
wearing in Airheads.
This is for a woman, but they're trying to make it sound like it's not. So they're saying for both genders.
In fact,
No fellas in your crop tops in this
Yeah.
house.
I'm trying to think of like fellas with crop tops. So I am truthfully just imagining either Adam Sandler from Airheads or Brian Bosworth.
Look, Action Dan, that happy trail is leading to conflict, okay? Wrap it up.
So showing the midsection is not accepted for both genders. A small gathering without loud music and excessive alcohol is fine. Basically, this is not a frat house, and we do not want to live with immature adults. The lease is month to month, street parking, and 30
Street parking?
They have their street parking, or if you want to live in the garage, it's $30 extra.
It's not bad.
Can you drink in the garage?
I think they said you could smoke outside, so I assume you
See,
can.
that would be
drink.
cool. I could live in that house if the garage could be like a shared party
You're
space.
not allowed to drink in the garage here. There's been notices put on the door of this specific complex.
That hasn't stopped every quinceanera that's ever occurred in this building from going on down there.
Yeah, so
My
what?
favorite is when they put the formal. They had like streamers, like white streamers. They made it like formal down there. That was awesome.
I'm proud to say basically every landlord we've ever had has given us a specific notice just to not have a party again at least once.
Yeah. My
That's
my
like-
question is, could I pay these people $30 just for the garage? Like, I don't want to live in the house, but
I just want to park in the neighborhood, guys.
yeah, I just want a place to park next to LAX. That would be dope. Please use the following. Oh yeah, one small, and small is all caps, one small pet is allowed with a pet deposit of $600. So again, now Big Dan, crop tops, stomping, singing, fucking, lots of seafood. And he had an incredibly large pet of some kind.
Yeah.
I like to imagine a chimpanzee. So
Chimpanzee.
Just a monitor lizard, you know? That's nice. A juicy monitor lizard.
So you have to email this. You have to fill out this like template and email it to this person. So it says, please use the following template to contact me. Hello, my name is blank. And then it says real first name. And I'm currently working at blank. Use your employer's name. I'm interested in the one bedroom inside the shared house. I can show proof of income and pass a background check. And then the last line is, rutting means, and then in parentheses, Google it to make sure you understand its meaning.
Oh my God.
So it's like, why wouldn't you just say having sex? Why are you making this person go through the process of looking up weird Australian slang?
How many times do you think everyone in the house has gotten emailed a Google Doc to resolve conflict?
I feel like it's,
Please enter this space to let Jane know that you understand why what you did in the kitchen was inappropriate.
yeah, I think it's just a bunch of passive aggressive notes left throughout the house.
100%.
No, because I feel like Post-it notes would be viewed as clutter.
That's true. That's
You know,
very
I feel like
true.
these people have adopted a shared, like you have to be part of a Facebook group or something for the house instead of just talking to people. I don't know if anyone else has had weird situations with friends.
with roommates or
So far, so good.
one time, and this guy did me a favor, so I don't want to shit on him too much, but I did live with a guy who would just come up to my door and knock and just start talking. You know,
Oh,
like you
God.
just start talking through the door. You just be like, "Yo, what's up, man? We got a," which was weird. It wasn't too bad. But
Was he wearing a half shirt?
no, he was pretty cool. He was pretty cool.
Man.
But that was a weird thing. I'd never experienced that before. But I guess, you know, I think he might have been closer with his last roommate, so it was okay.
That makes sense.
I've just witnessed like multiple houses of friends where they're just like, yeah, we have like the email thread or we have like the Facebook group where we talk about everything. I'm just like, you guys just sit in the living room and have a conversation.
Yeah.
I used to live in a two-room apartment, neighbors knocking on my wall. Times were hard, I don't want to knock it, I don't miss it much at all.
So we've got our...
The energy drink of the day.
Yeah, what do we got today? It's got zero sugar. It's got performance energy. It's also got a racist YouTube gamer on it. It's PewDiePie's energy drink.
Oh, wow.
G Fuel.
G Fuel.
The G stands for gamer.
This can's been sitting in the sun for an hour. So
Yeah, this one I got this once again at the interesting part of the gas station.
like it's with the bongs.
It's next to. I was talking about this on a couple episodes back about the low cooler because they've got the actual like coolers with the doors that you open to get sodas and things like that. But then a lot of gas stations have like in the center kind of a low set shelf cooler that's got like weird shit in there, like egg salad sandwiches and bananas and just
Okay.
strange things.
Yeah.
And that's where you find the weird energy drinks.
I
And
didn't
that
know they had
seems-
energy drinks in there.
Seems to be the domain of G Fuel, from what I can see, at least in Los Angeles. And this one, yeah, PewDiePie, who is famous for having the heated gaming moments where he just was casually throwing around the N-word. So it's cool that he's got his own energy drink. Isn't that cool?
Didn't
He
also
lost
do the
a video
Holocaust
games.
denial? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When you lose a video games, it's okay to be racist, according to G Fuel.
And by the way, this one, because I believe PewDiePie he's Scandinavian of some kind.
He's allowed to be racist.
I didn't know he had fallen from grace. The last time I saw him was on Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
When he was like a beloved star of children.
Oh, well, I
man,
mean,
I can't believe the Conan show went off the air with big stars like that.
It was TBS Conan. It was a dark era.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Nobody liked it.
this is, and by the way, it's a because he's Scandinavian, it's lingonberry, I
So-
believe is the flavor.
Isn't that the
Okay.
sauce that goes on the meatballs?
Is it?
I thought that was
They put berry sauce on meatballs?
Yeah.
Oh, then probably.
A lot of your mom's your meatball recipe is just grape jelly and like barbecue.
Oh, sure. All right.
Oh wow.
Everybody loves that part. Every guest who comes on the show, and you're not wrong.
It's
I
just-
like it too, but it's just funny to see the reaction every time.
It's like being surprised with a shot of ASMR.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just weren't expecting it.
yeah,
Oh, wait.
yeah.
Man, I have a microphone set up at home, and I didn't think that I could just do this for myself whenever I want.
You can,
It's fun.
yeah. Well, unless you live with fucking Justine, she
Yeah.
would really not.
Are
you'd
you
get-
recording ASMR?
You would get added to the next one. No fucking, no shrimp, no ASMR.
Yeah, that's. I'm too accustomed. I would.
It smells like wine.
Oh my god, this is really.
Am I wrong?
Do you remember that energy drink Balls?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I do.
Uh-oh, it's pretty
It
good.
had balls in it.
It's wow. That is a fucking.
Oh,
it
this
has
is
a texture.
horrible.
Like it's its
You're right.
viscosity is
it's
weird.
thick.
Yeah,
If
I
the-
thought it
if-
was gonna
if
be good.
You could taste the ghost of a starburst. Like
Yeah, that's a starburst left out in the sun for 6 months.
it's not quite as carbonated as you think it would be.
yeah. I don't mind it actually.
It's a little
but
flat.
Yeah, some of these are old. That's why they're in the weird cooler.
Oh, that would explain it.
No, I looked it up. That one doesn't expire till 2023, which
Oh,
is also
wow.
Oh, this is just what it tastes like before expiration.
yeah, yeah.
But it's also zero sugar, so like you got to
kinda
take into
makes
account that
sense.
that's going to have some weird textural effects.
I
on
had
it.
a Venom brand. You know the movie Venom?
Yeah.
I had one of those G Fuels, and it was actually good. It just tasted like soda.
How much caffeine does it have in it?
Not enough.
Not enough. Never
Not even
enough.
listed. Oh, 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. yeah, no,
all
that's okay. So one of these would kill. you.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, that's like when you're gaming on Fortnite and you need to be shaky as hell for your
Fucking-
Twitch shooting.
I had.
Yeah.
I bought I was doing like a lot of Peloton shit during the pandemic, and I was like, all right, I need more energy. I'm going to try pre-workout, and it is the hardest my heart's ever beat in my entire life.
That shit rules.
And it had like 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. So I'm just like, oh, good. I'm glad I split this with 3 other people.
Pre-workout is
I'm too old to party this
Yeah.
hard, guys.
Yeah.
it's just energy drink powder.
Yeah, I didn't know. It was fucking holy shit.
I used to take pre-workout and then watch UFC, and damn, what a good ass time that is.
That's how Mormons do cocaine.
yeah. Through a hole in the sheet, right? Is that their
They
thing?
sip the pre-workout through a hole in the sheet.
I will say the one thing the thing I'll give them credit for is there's not a lot of like bullshit on this can.
No.
Yeah, there is.
Well, there's a Swedish.
There's a guy with like tribal
racist.
tattoos
Well, no, I mean
around him.
there's a guy who sucks, but I mean there's no mumbo jumbo like
Oh,
there is.
they don't make any promises.
Right, yeah, like all the
Oh.
other ones that we have are usually like
Vitamin
this
B.
this concoction is specially formulated to
Yeah.
maximize your body's endurance or whatever.
That one just promises that you will feel like PewDiePie and maybe a tribal tattoo.
Yeah.
Like I kind of respect the honesty of it.
yeah, yeah.
They know that this isn't the performance is for the 4 hours of video games you're about to
Yeah,
play.
like some symbols are just for the people they're for. That's the energy drink equivalent of like a if you can read this, the bitch fell off T-shirt.
Right,
like
right.
If
Yeah.
you see it, you know it's for you.
It's like how The Rock has the energy drink that has all the performance things. Because everybody who wants to buy The Rock's energy drink
Yeah.
thinks they're going to be The Rock, but they
Yeah,
can't afford
yeah.
the steroids he's on. So,
No one
Do you
can.
understand how much human growth hormone and chicken breast is required to be this big?
I wanted to mention this. This came out a couple days ago. So, a study led by researchers from Penn State found that upwards of 80% of the deer population sampled in various counties in Iowa from December 2020 to January 2021 tested positive for COVID.
oh no.
Most of the deer in Iowa have COVID.
Well, they have an underpopulation problem with the deer. So instead of hunting this year, people are chasing down deer and kissing them.
Yeah, they're rutting.
And it's not that tawdry. It's just a brief open mouthed kiss to establish dominance. and maybe help, just encourage the deer to be hornier. The problem, they're not doing COVID tests before the deer kissing.
Yeah.
And it's honestly a romantic tragedy that's happening to these deer.
Well, it's just proof that the masks don't work. The deers
Well, yeah,
were
if you're
wearing
kissing.
the deers were wearing masks.
yeah. The findings suggest that white-tailed deer may be a reservoir for the virus to continually circulate, and it raises concerns about the emergence of new strains that may prove to be a threat to wildlife and possibly to humans. And that's from Penn State University.
It would be hilarious if every deep redneck who shouted about COVID coming from China found out that COVID came from a hillbilly fucking a deer.
I didn't want to say it.
It's just ain't it bad now, is it, motherfucker?
Well, this is the next line of this study. The deer were likely infected as a result of, quote, multiple human-to-deer spillover events and deer-to-deer transmission. And I'm like,
Oh, man. Deer to human.
normally when human beings are encountering deer up close and personal, they are dead. They are very dead.
I'm just going to point out that, once again, my theory that instead of hunting, they're deer kissing is proven correct.
That's what I'm saying.
I think how some people feed wild animals.
I guess, yeah.
That's what I'm theorizing.
Just disgusting
Ooh.
plague infected
It started at a
children.
petting zoo and then escaped from a petting
There's
zoo.
people that want to be friends with the squirrels and shit.
It's like a dystopian Disney film. It's like, don't worry, guys, we're going to escape from the petting zoo and go back and see our parents. Now we gave everyone COVID and they're all dead. Like a Secret of Nim spinoff.
So while there's no evidence that deer have infected humans with the virus, until more is known, this study recommends that it would be appropriate for hunters to wear gloves and masks when handling deer. And I'm like, oh, they're going to do that. I'm sure if I could bet of any select group of human beings that are likely to do that, it would be deer hunters.
I can't kill this deer with my bare hands, but I can passive aggressively kill it in a week and a half.
So despite this coming out, this did not stop Mississippi outdoorsman Brad Kimball from trying to find a new and exciting way to catch COVID, or at the very least E. coli and chronic wasting disease. He arranged deer pellets into the shape of the phrase, "Let's go, Brandon."
Wow.
So, as I said on Twitter, so they're
what a cool guy.
they're playing with doo-doo, folks. They're playing with poop. And this kind of blew up because Mississippi State Senator and former right-wing radio host Christopher McDaniel shared Mr. Kimball's photo on social media, and he wrote, "Even the deer get it."
How are you supposed to defeat the rise of bitchy fascism?
Oh, by playing with poop.
It's just... We're like, all right, guys, there's a real problem going on, and it's full of whimsy. They're just making videos where they're jumping out of fucking planes and running away from explosions, being like, hey, guys, we're
Yeah,
playing with poop, doing memes.
That's my thing. Is I'll never forget, yelling "No blood for oil" at George W. Bush's motorcade, and then sitting in poo poo.
We're gonna be stuck in a death camp where you have to understand something awful memes. It's gonna be terrible.
Bush got so mad when I sat in that cow pie. And by the way, because I posted this, there were a couple of people who still don't know the "Let's Go Brandon" thing. They were back at the beginning of October. They were interviewing a race car driver named Brandon Brown, and the crowd was chanting "Fuck Joe Biden." And the news anchor tried to cover by saying, "Hey, they're saying your name. They're saying 'Let's go Brandon,'" which is funny.
It's objectively funny.
That is funny for one day. Just in the way that Covfefe was funny for one day.
Yeah.
Just in the way that Drumpf was funny for one day. But now it has extended, and you're like, this is corny now. Like,
Kofifi's making a comeback.
is it coming back?
I think so.
I don't know. It's like your uncle who's still wearing an Austin Powers shirt.
Well,
But-
Austin Powers is making a comeback.
But they also that means they also secretly want to overthrow the government. So
Right,
it's like-
right.
And it's also not even to overthrow the government and do something cool, like make them have to work less. It's like, I want to overthrow the government to make it harder for everybody.
Right.
It's real,
Yeah,
Look, they just don't want to feel like a trans person is on their level or possibly higher.
I just want to go.
They don't hate trans people,
want-
but that really bothers them.
I want to go back to 2004 when we all agreed American Idiot was a classic and it was a better country.
Yeah, so I posted this, and there were the reason I even brought it up because there were a couple of people who didn't know about the Let's Go Brandon thing, so I was like, I might as well explain it. One of our listeners from the UK was like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "Oh boy, it's a whole goddamn thing."
My favorite thing about Let's Go Brandon is just the smugness of the idea that it's like it's something you have to look up, and they're like, people are gonna look this up, and they're gonna think that we're being adults right now.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like they're gonna get it and just be like, it's a funny symbol, not like, oh wow, you guys are like petulant children.
Right. Well, and my thing is like, I'm not even against the sentiment.
No, you
Like-
should say fuck, but have the balls to say fuck the president.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like a normal person.
It's just
It's like-
racist dog whistle bullshit.
no,
from
for
the
It's
sure.
a
internet.
Baptist saying sugars. Like eat shit. You know what? God knows what you mean.
This is
Yeah.
the new. It's not new, but it's the main fascist. And this happened with Trump, where people are like, "It's funny when he does that. It's
Right.
funny.
We're just
It's
riffing."
funny. We're just joking." And then it's like, no, you're supporting these people actually, and you're
Right.
fueling their importance and views.
I was saying, I think that because
I want to be clear. Also, fuck Joe Biden. I have no problem with this.
that's what I was saying. I'm like, but this was my solution.
Nah, he
because,
fixed things.
Yeah, it's better.
Things are good now.
Yeah, I'm just having a conversation about decorum at a certain point. Where it's like,
Yeah.
fuck it, burn him in effigy if you want to, but don't just be like this cute, like, let's go, Brandon.
Right.
It's the fucking.
I think you should just go explain why.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
if they really did have to explain why, they would really agree with a lot of Joe Biden's decisions
That's
so
the
far.
thing. I always feel like
very conservative.
I could absolutely make most of these people like him just by telling him about how many people he's deported.
Hey, all the things Trump did? Yeah, he's just doing those, but acting like he's not.
Yeah, exactly. He's naming a fucking battleship after Harvey Milk.
It's
cool.
It's very weird because it feels like they're just trying to like create an alternate reality where it's like you can live in your own world and you only have to interact with people who believe what you believe, and you have your own news and you have your own catchphrases, and it's just like I feel like we're like 5 years away from them being like, look, it's the first conservative punk band.
Right,
It's
right.
like, hey, we figured
that
out.
already exists. I'm
We have
sure.
conservative MTV. It
There's-
only shows a conservative version of ridiculousness.
Oh, they have.
Like-
There's already a bunch of rap songs about "Let's Go, Brandon."
Oh yeah, no,
There's a
I've
bunch
heard
of
the
them.
one that they were like, it's the #1 song in America.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, you guys are just watching the same fucking.
right. Yeah.
But I also want to respect that because that was so clearly a scam.
Oh yeah.
Everyone involved in that was just like, hey, let's print $10 million with the dumbest people's money.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I think it sucks because those people might have something. They might actually believe in the dumb shit they say at one point, but then they're just like full on like, I can make merch for this dumbass shit.
Hell yeah.
And it just becomes about like, these people love me and I make money.
Once you set up recurring billing for your first 75-year-old, it just changes your principles. And it's no longer about keeping it small. It's about being like, hey, what's next? Fucking brain supplements. What's
yeah.
next? Breakfast meals. What's next?
I've been keeping up with the Charlottesville trial.
Oh Christ. Yeah.
and I'd
that's
hate
been-
to even bring this up, but
Yeah.
it definitely came out that Richard Spencer just started becoming obsessed with being idolized by a bunch of lame nerds.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that drove him further.
He
Yeah,
was jonesing. He was
Yeah.
Alex Jonesing.
Well, yeah. I don't think at first he was just being a racist. He didn't realize that he could have that much of a voice.
career.
Yeah.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
and there's this like a lot of people are drawn to right-wing politics because they feel powerless. But then once they get like a taste of power, they're just kind of like, okay, like maybe fuck the system, but like not this part of the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like once you sell out, you like in cash out, you have to make your money as fast as possible because people are going to find out eventually that you're a fraud.
Yeah.
And now you just end up like Richard Spencer, just piece of shit racist living with your mom.
Let's go, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's go, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go.
I also wanted to mention this, and I did a podcast with Adam Todd Brown. It was on Unpopular Opinion, episode 407, War in the Sky, and this was all about the the recent rash of unruly airplane passengers.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is from Yahoo News. They've actually just started actually getting their fines handed out. So I was gonna mention a couple of fun incidents from the airlines and the fines that they got levied against them.
People are such fucking pieces of shit right now.
A $32,000 fine against a passenger who allegedly refused to follow instructions to fasten her seatbelt. So not even a COVID thing, just a standard airplane thing. The FAA says the woman punched and screamed at her husband and son and repeatedly threw trash at a flight attendant and took cookies from a nearby passenger. So
He's a
30
cookie
grand?
stealer.
he's a cookie monster.
Oh, man. I would just trash a hotel room.
I know, right?
Like, there's
What-
got to be...
What happens? Because there's no way that person can afford to pay this fine.
No.
So what's going to happen with that? Are they just going to have to go to jail for it?
I don't know if anyone poor does that.
right.
I have at least enough for what I think is a lawyer. I mean, they'll
Right.
pay off like a certain amount and then have to like pay it off in chunks because she's
The best-
presumably a white woman.
The best
Yeah.
part of
Never
that
going to be
story
put
is
in
her
jail.
husband and son were like, please just do it.
Yeah. Quit being an asshole. And then she started beating the shit out of them.
I just like that would be horrific, and I would 100% be on the side of the stewardesses and shit. But like, also, how hard would you laugh when that woman punched her husband in the face? Like,
I'd be like, whoa.
she just went, like,
Dude.
oh man.
Yeah.
Were people screaming? Were they shouting? Did everyone stop to laugh and enjoy that moment?
It seems like when there's videos of it, sometimes the other passengers are just like, just fucking do it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We're trying to go somewhere. This
Yeah.
sucks.
I was like, if this fucking plane lands in Albuquerque because of your dumb ass, I will beat the shit out of you myself.
Man. Was it a 3-row or a 2-row?
I don't know.
They have an audience on either side. Where were they in the middle? Someone needs to build a goddamn scene.
It was a flight from Austin to San Francisco, so I'd assume a medium-sized plane.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, definitely a white person.
100%.
yeah, actually, with that flight path,
Yeah.
you can assure that person sucks one way or the other.
They gentrified a neighborhood. Their child deserved to be punched.
Yeah.
Number 2.
A $20,000 fine against a traveler who allegedly refused to return to his seat while the fasten seatbelt sign was on and threatened a flight attendant. The passenger allegedly also made physical contact with the flight attendant and yelled profanities. So there was that
He
guy.
just wouldn't go back to his seat.
Yeah, he didn't want to go to bed.
These people are going to get alcohol cut off from airplanes.
I know there's not going to be any booze.
Yeah, you used to be able to like bring little mini bottles and drink them, and now they're like, oh, it's a federal offense to do that. And it's
Yeah,
like, no, it's
'cause
not. I've done it on every flight. What
People
you
are like fucking passing out and puking and shit.
It's just, man.
Yeah. Now,
Why can't it just be a crime to not handle your shit? Why do we have to assume everyone's a child?
it was a $32,000 fine for the woman who punched her son and her husband.
Okay.
But for less money, only $26,787 fine against a Southwest airline passenger who left his seat and attempted to enter the cockpit during the plane's final descent and then punched one of the flight attendants.
What was his? Was he like, no, we're going back to Albuquerque? Like, what?
I don't know. This was
Go back to cruising altitude.
It's like,
stop landing.
my wife and I are having a fight, and I told her we're not landing until she says she's wrong. Let me in there. She's being terrible.
I just want to see. It seems cool. Just show me.
When I was a boy, you gave me wings. Why not get wings tonight? This country's taking everything from me.
And that was less money. Trying to get in the cockpit
Yeah.
was less money
guy was
than
white as
fighting
well.
your son and daughter, or your son and
I want to be
husband.
clear. It didn't sound like she fought her son and husband. It sounded like she punched her
Yeah,
son
she
and
just
husband.
wailed on him.
Yeah.
It's not like they were like exchanging blows.
I'm picturing a windmill situation.
Yeah.
Just it's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. She you, ma'am, you windmilled your family. We're gonna have to take you to jail.
I think that's just the number of people she assaulted that probably raises the fine.
$25,000 fine on a passenger who allegedly refused to stow her carry-on luggage in the overhead bin. Again, I haven't even hit the COVID stuff yet. This is just
wow.
normal things that you shouldn't do.
Well, they try to fuck you over with the amount of shit you can bring on. So
Yeah, no,
but
that is
still.
true. She allegedly held onto the armrest, shouted loudly and aggressively after being told that she could not continue with the flight, and used derogatory language. And as she was carried off the plane, she allegedly spat on a crew member, and police officers met her at the gate. So she, I
Wait,
guess,
her problem was that they were trying to make her have more leg room.
Yeah, I think so. I think she wanted to have her carry
Execute
on
her.
in her lap. Yeah.
Executor.
$24,000 fine against a passenger who was on a flight from Tampa to Miami, and here we go.
Short flight.
A very short
Yeah.
flight, and he refused
When
to.
do you ever need to make that flight? What business are you conducting, sir?
Cocaine.
Yeah, 100%.
It's cocaine. The passenger refused to wear a face mask. Okay, now we've hit the COVID of it.
Yeah.
The passenger shoved the flight attendant in the chest on the way off the plane. So,
I just want to say, some of these, when you see these assaults, they're happening when the person is still in their seat or whatever.
Yeah.
That's such a vulnerable position for that person to get assaulted.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could catch blows from all three directions, all four directions, really. You're at elbowing height. People could kick you in the face.
You can't easily dodge because your
No.
fucking legs have 3 inches of space.
Yeah, it's hard to get up out of those chairs already, especially when you're getting fucking wailed on.
I wrote as like a thing, a Final Destination spec script once, and one of the details was that you couldn't get out of an airplane even if it was like on the ground.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just difficult to stand up and leave real quick.
Right.
I just like but I wrote it on an American Airlines flight, and someone just reading over my shoulder and got really mad about it. He's like, "Can you not write about a crash right now?
Can you not fucking read my computer right now?
What if I was writing an erotic letter to my mom?"
There's a podcast I like to listen to sometimes, Greg Fitzsimmons. He said somebody was he was looking at his laptop and he just wrote, "Stop looking at my laptop, asshole." And then he stopped.
This person got into a fight with the flight crew because her seat wouldn't recline.
They
No,
barely
okay.
recline when they work.
But having like sat in that seat and made that discovery before, like when I needed to sleep on a flight,
Right.
that is a feeling of betrayal, and they should be like, you should be charged $50 to $60 less for that fucking seat.
This one I love. $9,000 fine against a passenger who stomped and kicked the feet of the passenger in front and behind them.
Okay.
As their American Airlines flight from Cancun descended into Indianapolis. So they were so bummed out that they weren't going to be on vacation in Mexico anymore. They just started kicking the shit out of the legs
I
of the people in
feel like
front of
doubt
them.
more-
that's the reason.
I feel like there's more to that story.
Yeah.
I've got long feet. Sometimes they poke out the seat in front of me. And I've had someone like stomp my feet before instead of just being like, "Hey, I can see your feet." Like, I don't know. It's a tiny seat.
Usually
Trying
they
to
have
stretch.
that little bar that prevents that from happening.
I would like to believe that that's true, but I've been stomped by some. It's usually children, and then I yell at them, and then it's.
Yeah, you're not allowed to punch them.
I don't punch them. I just am like, "Hey, please don't stomp my feet." It's rude.
The last flight I was on was coming back from Atlanta into LA, and it was evening, so everybody was asleep. And I woke up just in time for the woman next to me to vomit all over herself.
Yeah.
Fortunately, she was across the aisle, and
Oh, good.
and I had and thank God for
You weren't like elbow to elbow.
thank God for double face mask because I didn't get to experience what I'm sure that tube of death smelled like. But
Did she sunflower it, or is she like?
I woke up and literally like I was just kind of like kind of half in and half out, and you just hear like, oh, and then she didn't have time to make it to the barf bag.
That's such a
And
bummer.
she just had to sit there with it all over her shirt until they could,
Damn.
Man, I
clean
would
it up.
cry.
Yeah.
like I'm relatively tough, but in that moment, that is just so embarrassing. And then you have to fucking wait for a plane to land.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
have to see you get jostled, covered in vomit.
Yeah, well, I think she ended up getting a shirt or something. I was like kind of still going like half in and out of sleep, but I
You
guess
fell back asleep after that woman vomited.
yeah.
I would have been.
It was one of those I just checked into reality briefly and deemed it stupid and horrible and
Man.
went back to sleep.
No.
I got that anxiety. I would just be like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
what if
I-
we're all gonna vomit?"
I would be worried she was going to puke on me
Yeah.
more than anything.
She stands up, goes round two.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
that's.
know.
I don't know if you've seen like a Friday the 13th movie, but they're never dead when you think they are.
Oh, big old jet airliner, don't carry me too far away. Oh, big old jet airliner, 'cause it's here that I've got to stay.
I was hoping you would tell us about the podcast that you're doing with your dad.
Oh, I started a podcast during the pandemic called Dad Movies, which is just my dad's a 67-year-old socialist Presbyterian minister who used to be a Southern Baptist megachurch pastor. So he's got really weird,
I was gonna
constantly
say,
changing views.
Interesting combo.
He also owned every Steven Seagal movie on VHS. So he's like, sometimes he has really great taste, but he has like quintessential like TNT movies for guys who like movies taste.
What is his favorite Seagal flick?
He would probably say Hard to Kill.
Okay, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
think it's Out for Justice, just based on like how excited he gets when we watch them.
right.
So yeah, I let him pick a movie every week, and we just kind of talk about it, and it's great. I don't promote it anywhere.
Oh well,
It literally just exists as this. Like we've got a couple hundred people who listen to it, but like it kind of just existed as this thing where I was like, I want to have recordings of my dad just in case like he does what dads do eventually and goes to a farm. So like I now have like 35-hour-long conversations about shit like Ernest Scared Stupid or The Fly. It's
That's
great.
cool.
that's awesome.
Well, let me promise you this. This week, 2 more people are going to listen.
Yeah. I think
At
we're doing,
least.
this week we're doing planes, trains, and automobiles. So it's like a
Oh.
real crowd pleasing.
Thanksgiving classic.
Yeah, it's great because every time he picks it, everyone listens to it. And every time I pick a movie, our listenership crashes like violently. I got rid of 70% of our listeners in between May and June because I insisted that we watch all of the Fast and the Furious movies back to back.
Oh,
And
shit.
On like the second one, people were like, "I don't think I want to listen to 9 episodes about Fast and the Furious," which is a shame because he had such a like he started with these like these are going to be the worst movies ever, and then fell in love with the first one, and then hated the second one, and then became the biggest Tokyo Drift fan that you could like imagine.
Wow.
But he hated Paul Walker, so when he found out Paul Walker died, he got really aggressive into making dead Paul Walker jokes.
Wow.
As a minister, it was a very weird time for him. But he also he like retired from being a pastor during that process. So like the week that and I didn't know that when we had started doing the series. So the week the last one came out was his last week preaching. So I like flew as a surprise to see him do like his last gig. And then we went and saw like the last Fast and Furious movie together, which was the first one we've ever got to see in the theater.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, this is, for me, it's like just this fun, bizarre thing that I get to do that makes me like closer with my dad. And occasionally I get to make him watch RoboCop for the first time in like 10 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, he quit preaching so he could be with family.
Yeah, no, he quit preaching in the most like "fuck you, I'm out of here" like way possible.
Yeah.
They had like he was a small church, and then during the pandemic, like a lot of people stopped coming because there's a pandemic. They weren't having in-person worship.
Yeah.
and then they were like, when we're having the in-person stuff back, and I think maybe we should like consider getting a younger pastor. And he's like, cool, I'm done at the end of June. And they were like, wait, what? Like, don't mention the idea of a breakup if you aren't sure that everyone involved isn't going to be like more into it than you are.
Right.
He was like, I'm old enough. I have a day job at a hospice. Like, I don't need a weekend gig as well.
Wow.
It was really,
Got those fuckers.
yeah. He did it in the most loving Christian way possible. But I also just like, having not gotten to quit a job in like a really long time, I'm just like, oh man, that must have been so satisfying.
Oh, dude, you should quit your job for no reason.
No, they just gave me health insurance. I can't do that.
Oh, man, that's how they get you.
They've been keeping me on this earth longer.
Yeah. You know, the thing that makes you ill, your job. We're going to help you out with that.
I actually I'm very lucky in that I used to be a journalist, which is an industry that's on fire. And then I started getting asked to write reviews of like products and stuff. And because the website that I wrote for was able to sell so much stuff through that, they basically were like, hey, do you want a job doing ad copy for us?
Nice.
But because it's like online advertising stuff, I've basically gotten to write about like porn and weed professionally for like a year.
Oh, shit.
And that's really fun. Like I don't usually do podcast stoned. I'm like very stoned for this because I have to review like 3 bongs this week for a Black Friday piece, and that's 3. And my mom was like, you're writing about porn is going to destroy your life, and it's like, no, mom, writing about porn got me a job where people send me science bongs and health insurance. Okay,
What's the best bong?
the one that I got sent today. This is free advertisement, Dr. Dabbler.
Dr.
It's called like
Dabbler?
Dr. Dabbler. It's just like a tiny.
Oh, it's like a dab rig.
Yeah, it's like an electronic dab rig.
Oh, dude, you have an electronic dab rig?
I do, and it's professional. It's
What?
a review.
Do you do a bunch of dabs?
I did one before I came. Well, I did one 3 hours before I came here, and I'm still pretty great.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's the most. Yeah, come over.
I was gonna say I'm about to get. I'll
Just
give
bring it over,
I was
dude.
gonna- well,
It's
I'm-
portable.
I almost did, but I didn't know what Rivers' policy about people bringing weapons grade marijuana.
I mean,
we
I'm
love it here. We love it.
I'm okay, but I'm sure I'm sure Sam would enjoy it.
Yeah, it's.
I'm gonna give John Michael.
best.
I'm gonna give John Michael a ride home after this, so you can ride with us and take a hit ski.
It's cool.
Got to experience the science.
Yeah, and like most of it, I used to be like, for a long time, we'd be like, all right, I'm going to drive to the city. I'm going to have to pay. Like, I was a freelance journalist for a long time, and I would like drive to 6 hours to like SF and interview somebody at Adobe and like do a bunch of really impressive pictures and then go home and like work really hard on like a 4,000 word story about experimental virtual reality Photoshop. And then 5 people would read it. And I'm like, all right, I kind of understand why one industry is burning. And like the other one, I am demonstratably, I think, making the world a weirder, dumber. I don't know if it's dumber, but it's like I'm writing very specific sales for electronic bongs. So it's
Yeah.
the exact opposite of like journalism.
Well, the thing is,
But I'm bringing journalistic ethics to my bong reviews.
there are people out there who may or may not be me who Google which is the best dab rig.
Yeah, no.
frequently.
I can
Every
help you with
24 hours.
I may actually hit you up for SEO terms. Just like, what do you and that's, I mean, like, I also like review like porn sites and stuff, which used to like be a thing. I was like, I don't know, don't put my name on it just because I didn't know if it would like fuck up my writing career, but it's literally the basis of like why I can get jobs working other places doing copy. And I was able to bring like ethics to the way that we covered them. So it's like, hey, this company actually has like a shady past and treats their performers wrong. We should like put that in the review and make sure we don't like get money from them and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they've been really cool about letting me have like annoying principles on top of sending me cool bongs and making me watch porn.
That's awesome.
Dr. Dabbler or Dr. Diddler? You be the judge.
The Dr. Diddler we do not work with. That was, but
He's actually had his medical certificate taken away a while ago, it turns
He's
out.
not allowed to be within 100 yards of a school.
it has created the awkward problem of my wife very understandably being like, hey, we need to have an organizational system for bongs that you get sent that we don't like. That are
And
just
do-
like,
so
we have surplus. We have at least 2 surplus bongs right now because someone was like, "Hey, can I send you this stuff for
Damn.
consideration on like a list?" Which is fine. Like what I do 90% of the time is just like
do you have to
give it
return
away.
these?
sometimes they're like, "Hey, return this," and sometimes they're not.
Wow.
I also this is a new problem for me.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
Like before, people like for a long time, I would just get sent giant boxes of like CBD drinks or like Delta 8 vapes, and they'd be like, "Here, test these," and put them on a list. For like how potent they are. And now people are like, hey, we're sending you the hardware. And like in journalism for review stuff, you give like you can't keep things because it's unethical. And this I'm literally doing a sales job.
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't the journalistic ethics that I'm already selling it and that it says openly that I'm selling it at the bottom.
Right, right.
The fact that I have good ethics and like give a shit about weed is why you're gonna get like a good honest review out of it.
Yeah.
But it is more of a gray area about whether or not I can keep a expensive science bong.
I feel like once it's used, they don't want it back.
Yeah, it's not like I can give it away. I mean, I could immediately. I could.
Yeah,
I could give it basically unclean to most people and to be like, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I just meant the actual company.
yeah. No, that's you can't. It's a smoking apparatus during the middle of a viral outbreak. I'm not supposed to like.
Yeah.
Hand it out.
Do they give you weed concentrate too?
They don't. I have to supply my own for those reviews.
Well,
but
yeah.
like, it's a small price to pay. It's also like
it's
cool.
cheap actually nowadays.
Yeah, and like a lot of the tech that we cover is stuff that would be out of the price range that I would ever in 1,000 years even just be willing to try.
Those portable dab rigs are expensive as fuck.
Yeah, this one was absolutely bonkers. It was like $300.
Yeah.
But it's also like cool. That's
Now I can ruin my life by doing dabs outside of my house.
yeah. Well, no, the secret is to just be really professional for a very long time, and then you'll get asked to be unprofessional, where someone's like, "Look, man, I have a marriage to keep intact. I can't be doing dabs at night, so I got to do it at like 11 a.m." and
They
this-
go out into the driveway.
I
She'll
have-
have no idea.
I have a marriage to keep together. Okay, this is responsible.
Yeah, I thought about buying a portable dab rig before, and it was literally like I was like, I'll ruin my life if I'm. It's not like taking weed around. It's not like
No.
taking flour around. It's like, oh, do I want to go to a place and then
Forget
like,
where I am.
and then be like, why did I even come here? This sucks. I'm too high to do anything.
For a long time, I was like, I didn't understand them until I like had a reason to have one, like even just for like a test unit, and like for like camping or if you're going away for like a weekend to an Airbnb or something. It's nice if you like enjoy doing that to not have to bring like a torch and a rig and shit. Like
Yeah,
that. You can also just
definitely.
fucking roll some joints like an adult. But the
Yeah.
flip side of that is if you have this sci-fi bong, why not use the sci-fi bong?
I agree.
And if you have the kind of money to drop like a PlayStation 5 on your weed smoking, that is easily the best one you could get. Like it is absolutely ridiculous.
I remember in like circa like 2004 2005 having my mind blown and also being kind of grossed out by the volcano,
Yeah.
which was like kind of the first iteration of like, oh, weed is high tech now, or at least from my eyes. But it was always funny that it was just like, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shoot this into a bag that everyone's gonna suck on. And I was like, there's gotta be a better way.
See, that's I think once you've passed a wet joint enough times,
I guess that's
or
fair.
a
It's
pipe or anything.
like the bag is gross, but like it's not any grosser than the way I started smoking dirt weed
out
that
of a
some
fucking
kid, like-
can.
Yeah,
out of a can.
out of a
yeah.
can, 100%.
guess
I've smoked
so.
out of a can
Oh,
like
yeah.
a bunch of times.
I think my first time smoking weed was out of a can for sure.
I don't remember my first word because of that. Like
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, but I also like I feel like it's important if you do stuff like that to like, you know, have ethics. So there have been times someone was like, "Hey, try this bong," and it sucked, or like, "Try this pipe," and I was like, "I'm sorry, we're not reviewing it," and then you're stuck with just a thing. So I
That
usually
sucks.
like clean them and give them to people. Like,
Yeah.
I literally can't. Someone literally sent us like 5 pipes that are supposedly unbreakable. And just like in a box, just to show us all the models of it. And it's like, I understand like production, it made like it's cheaper to send a bunch than just send one thing.
Yeah.
But like also, I'm just like, okay, cool. Now we have 5 pipes just kind of.
What are they made out of?
They're made out of like this really heat resistant rubberish, like I think it's silicone.
like silicone.
They're
yeah.
made out of
It
the
has-
things that the space shuttle's made of.
No, it's great. It's like a fucking. It's like a nice hand sized like, pipe.
It's
that
like
you can't
kitchen
break.
grade silicone.
Yeah, you can't break
okay.
it. And like, so you throw it in your bag, it never breaks in half.
Uh-huh.
It has like a very small little like Pyrex bowl. Like it's a really great little pipe, but they sent like 5 of them, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. So I send them to other writers on the staff, and
Nice. Hell yeah.
You got to. Or you'll be the guy with fucking 15 bong pieces.
oh god, yeah.
People
no, it'll
walk
be
into your house
personality.
and they're just like, wow, this guy's fucked
Well,
up.
I have experience. I used to write for a music zine, and like because of that, I have experience being sent like shitloads of mail, where like they would just like I wrote when CDs were still around, so like
Oh,
we would
no.
get like 40 CDs a week, and I like for a long time I was just like, it's unethical to throw anything away. You just like put it in, like you catalog it. It's like a history of what you recovered. And then you're like, I don't need this many. I have like 300 metalcore bands that no one even remembers exists.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm moving from house to house. Fuck this.
Oh god.
Back in the day, just having a physical CD was like, wow. Like
Yeah.
if somebody just gave you a free CD, like promotional, you
was
would
incredible.
You would go home and listen to it.
Oh god, yeah.
You would never click a link to
I'm-
listen
yeah,
to somebody's
I'm
music
positive,
now.
Special.
I'm positive the statute of limitations is passed on this. I stole so many CDs from the radio station, like just fucking literally boxes of them.
I bought promotional only CDs from somebody who worked at a radio station. They're just selling them at a garage sale for cheap as hell.
Yeah.
And they all said, do not sell on them.
Yeah, it's in like radio stations are bad. Like I've always, because it was like music promo shit, I was always like, oh, I'm leaking the record. There's solidarity with the artist, and like sometimes that's true, but also like maybe like No One Dies in Reno or whatever didn't need my CD. Maybe if I leaked it, they would still be here. You know?
I like smoking pot a lot. I like getting stoned alone. I like vaping weed indeed. I think edibles are incredible. I sure love them gummy bears. Hemp shampoo for my curly hairs. Rubbing cannabis lotion on my cock. I like smoking pot. I like smoking pot a lot.
We have time for just one more segment. John Michael, Sam, critics, they go on and on,
Yeah.
you know. But we like to know what the people think about music.
Let's do it.
And there's only one place to go to hear what the people think, and that is, of course, the comment section of YouTube. And today, for our jam of the week, it's a classic.
Is this a Sheryl Crow version?
What's that? Oh no. This is the real deal, baby. This is GNR. This is Appetite for Destruction. This is Sweet Child of Mine.
I hate this. This is like, I like Guns N' Roses, and this is probably my least favorite
I
song
really
by
despise
them.
this song.
Well, Slash feels the same way, apparently, as was indicated hundreds of times in the comments that
Yeah.
apparently Slash hates this song. This guitar riff was apparently his finger warm-up, and Axl heard it and was like, we want that.
I mean, it's an incredible hook that goes too long.
Uh-huh, sure, yeah, absolutely.
Slash was a riff master, but you don't want to hear Guns N' Roses talk about fucking love.
Yeah.
You want to hear them talk about heroin.
I want to hear him talk about Back Up, Bitch. I like that song.
I hate clean Guns N' Roses.
Uh-huh.
Like when they sound like they're doing Tom Petty covers. Like I hate that. Version.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like,
yeah.
If you watch, you can find like old videos of them from like right before they put out Appetite, where they're like playing kind of like a punk band, and they have just like really raw, fast energy.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're playing everything like double time. And I like that shit a lot. And then when they're just like, just like fuck off and die.
Yeah, well,
It's great songwriting. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's so.
well, we hit the Kings of Leon problem
Yeah.
where someone told him he could sing, and then everything after that moment goes downhill.
I thought you meant he got syphilis and now his brain is on fire.
But I did, as I always do, went down into the comment section of Sweet Child of Mine to see what the people think about this song. So we'll go ahead and read off some of these. First up, kindly help me reach 530 subscribers without video from 2 days ago.
Okay.
That's the name of their name.
I like it. I like it.
What did they say?
This song is like a wine. The more you listen to it, the more it gets better. ... Which is just, that's the drunkest comment I've ever read.
What you need to do is listen to the wine.
It's your fine wine.
My child was screaming and I heard nothing. Why? The sing of the wine, the voice of the wine spoke to me. I listened to the wine.
You can taste the grapes in Axel's voice.
He is right though. The more wine you drink, the better it tastes.
That's true. It does kind of suck when you first start.
I don't think that's what he was going for,
No.
but that is true.
No.
That's powerful stuff.
Tuna sandwich from 4 years ago.
Okay.
God damn you, young peoples! I'm 62 and I smoke weed because I'm relaxed, guy.
Hell yeah.
And listen to the rock and roll LMAO. Yeah, I use modern words like LMAO. I want.
Okay,
Modern
70-year-old
words.
man.
He said 62. 62.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Wait, he's 60.
He's 62. He's
Almost.
relaxed because he smokes weed, and he says young people words like LMAO. I want to say young people's listen to bad music. Persons like Bieber and I lose faith in Humana because they don't know magic of Salash and Axe. They rock legends. LOL. I type too much. This is too technology for me. I'm going back to live in the 70s and 80s. Bye.
Wow.
See you later.
So that means he was like in his 30s when he got into Guns N' Roses,
Yeah.
probably. So the 70s, you want to go back to when you were like 10 years old?
But
Yeah.
I also love that he loves Guns N' Roses, but he messed up both of their names. He called them Axe and Salish.
Yeah. I like that the timeline means that when Guns N' Roses came out, he was like aging poorly in his late 30s. Like I'm a guy who's aging poorly in his late 30s.
We all are.
I don't have a child. I own several bootleg Typo Negative shirts. That's my aging poorly. And like
No child, definitely no sweet child.
and that motherfucker is just like, oh yeah, it was 1989, and all I had was Appetite for Destruction in a 1-bedroom apartment in Silver Lake.
And a Roth IRA. JD from 1 month ago. I got a rat on Friday. I played this for the rat. He's my sweet child now, LOL. He can't be with other rats, so I'm his main source of socialization, but he really likes it. Good boy. Good taste.
I don't
Good
support
boy.
rat monogamy.
Yeah.
Good boy. Good taste.
Stack Stars from 6 months ago. I was in school and we were learning about the 80s. And then we came across this. We all hated it, LOL.
I love
Good.
kids.
Shout out to
Thanks.
the youth.
Yeah,
Yes.
shout out to the Zoomers.
He's like, what is this? Blink-182? They're the only good old band. Eat shit and die.
Oh, God. Maria Pothos from 1 year ago. I literally gave birth to my son with this song playing in the background while having a C-section. Thankfully, my surgeon was so damn cool that he blasted that guitar solo while pulling out my baby.
I think that's cheating if you're doing a C-section. Because if it's a C-section, you can time it.
You can time it to
Versus natural birth, you're just sitting there and you're like, and replay.
Yeah.
And replay. You're like, it's a big contraction. Play it sweet.
Yeah.
One
Just
day,
start stopping the song for fucking 24 hours.
one day, this kid's gonna find that out and be like, "Oh, that's why I'm all fucked up." Thanks,
Yeah.
mom and dad.
Yeah. Aaron Flores from 3 weeks ago. The dislikes on this video are from people who don't have a sweet child. I played this in my marching band for our team's football game. Proves this song is still alive today.
Man, I think it says a lot about what
I was
the
like, are
song
you
is.
Are you a high
Where the
schooler
fuck
with
do
a
you
baby?
live?
Yeah. You're like, hey,
It sounds like he's a high schooler with a baby.
the lesson for Appetite of Destruction still rings true today, as told by this teacher-organized event where we sang this song.
Sink It from 4 days ago. Earlier this month in school, one of my friends played this song off his phone while my other friend was singing along to it, and then he did a full body slam into the teacher's desk. This other kid was playing the music on his phone and proceeded to slam himself into a cabinet.
High school rules.
High school, rock and roll high school, man. This is what the Ramones were talking about, baby. Rock and roll high school.
I still remember the first time I listened to Sweet Child of Mine. I had just cut a girl at school.
I had just done a swanton bomb into the teacher's desk.
I had a head injury, and I said, "Put on that Guns N' Roses song."
They wheeled me bleeding out of the luncheon.
Oh, we got a prediction here. Sally Smith from 6 days ago. YouTube will be dead. All advertisements and families will be dead. That's it.
Whoa.
I like that advertisements die in the same day as families.
Those are in the same category.
Like
to
usually
this
they're
person.
like, first the power went out, then they came for the strong, then they came for the weak, and now it's just like, no, day one, no YouTube ad. We're getting rid of PewDiePie. We're getting rid of your mom. We're getting rid of pre-workouts.
No way. That's too far.
No, that's the secret. You got to take out the ads before you take down society, because if people have access to pre-workout and exercise bars that just use like those tension bands, they're gonna be too swole, and they won't be able to they'll be able to fight back from you.
Somebody needs to tell this person about ad blockers.
I know.
It makes YouTube reasonable.
It's a constant
Yeah.
problem for everyone in these comments. It's like, why are there ads for Joe Biden on my fucking Ted Nugent video? And it's like,
That is trolling.
yeah, they're doing it to mess with your mind, sir. Chris Cooper from 3 months ago. LOL. Axel has a fetching sachet, but I think it's Duff. I can't resist. I guess while we're all supposed to be rehabbing our historical monuments and decades-old vocabularies, I should say that I meant Axel had some good choreography, but I'd rather do Duff. This cracks me up. I'm old. I love old words. They're being ripped to shreds by the idiots and the protesters and the followers.
This lady likes to get fucked crazy.
Yeah. Is that like an old gay conservative
It's
dude?
like so many things happening at once. Well,
She's like, I want to fuck Axel, but what I really want to do is raw dog Duff, but I can't do it because of the Confederate monuments.
the
being
Can't
torn
even
down.
say sashay anymore.
no, that was my favorite one. It's like the liberals are trying to destroy the word sachet. It's like if you've seen RuPaul's Drag Race, they say it every time.
Oh, good lord.
it's
That's
fucking-
it's just like, you can't even serve Queen anymore.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on in my country?
Chris is spelled K-R-I-S, so that could go either way. I don't know. I believe it. I'm going to guess it's a lady, but who knows?
Man.
Stu L from 1 year ago. Blackmail woman in red thing at restaurant. Pink Margaritaville shirt. Anal. This is my favorite to-do list of all time.
I don't remember how to do haiku. Is that a haiku?
Yeah, it's either that or a
It's like
misconnection.
575.
I just imagine it as a list of things to do.
You, pink Margaritaville shirt. Us, anal.
Breeze.
Lewis Hosking from 2 years ago. Oh, so now you want a drug test? Oh, wrong, Michelle. Do you have to cause my ex-girlfriend pain? And everyone is asking, why? Where do we go now, sweet child of mine? Facial paralysis on my left eye. Don't ask. And don't ask my brother either.
I love
you.
Hey, wait, there's more. Sorry.
You pry into others' home life and spread rumors about your school friends and your parents that you don't live with, and do the same to you. Why did your dad have police fines and he's unemployed now? They both need flu injections. Are you sure you don't need a combustion fireplace installed this weekend at your place with firewood? I have a baby cubby house that needs to be pulled apart and burned down.
Why do you think his wife wants
Okay.
a drug test?
Here's
Why do you think that?
And some landscaping with TV to watch, and I can't help you this weekend.
Okay, so I've never heard something and so immediately been sure that what happened is someone was taking a shit and arguing with their soon-to-be ex-wife while also listening to Sweet Child of Mine.
Yes.
And they typed it in the wrong box, not realizing what was going on because it's so long that it just took up the whole thing. And then they were, "Sand, you dirty cheater." And then he's like, "Oh, no." And then he didn't know how to delete something.
And he was like, no, it should be here too. Everybody else needs to know.
Everybody in Kennesaw needs to know exactly what's happening.
This is a funny song to listen to while mad.
No, Randy Jean, everyone's going to know.
Sue K from 7 months ago. This reminds me of my darling daughter who has disowned me for some unknown reason, and every time I try to reach out, I'm met with disdain as she pulls away from me. She's 35 now, and I wish I knew what to do. I now realize that it's not me per se, and it's actually her issue. Plus, I've done all I can. So that does sound sad, but I went ahead and clicked on Sue's profile.
Yeah.
And while Sue has no videos of her own, she does have lots of playlists. Some of the topics are as follows. Funnies, which is mostly Jeff Dunham videos and Christian
Hold on,
comedians.
How many playlists before QAnon?
4.
UFO encounters,
There we go.
time travel, COVID-19,
Yeah.
See what's next?
the Royals,
So close.
reptilian shapeshifters,
Fucking-
Damn it. I
And-
should have said 5.
and QAnon.
There you go. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we'd be able to get that in 5.
Damn it, dude.
All right, I'm not gonna lie though. It threw me for a loop that Royals and the Reptilians
Yeah.
come before QAnon. I feel like some of that playlist got moved back because she was like, "This feels too saturated." You know where the money is? Royals and Reptilians.
Maybe she got to the Royals and then realized they're all fucking kids.
That's what I think, because you actually could see the progression going back, where it's like she got into UFOs,
Yeah, perfectly
and then like it was like a progression
Yeah.
up to that. Yeah,
Oh man, Royal. It's just funny that QAnon is so like crazy now that they're like, "All right, I'm done with reptilians. What's next?"
what's that? Bored.
There's clearly nothing we can do about the lizard people. We got to move forward.
We're just gonna be over here arranging deer poop until you entertain me.
I was angry, and then I saw a V, and I realized things are going to be okay.
I was thinking about government conspiracies, so I got on the Guns N' Roses page.
Man, it's so weird to watch dominoes fall. Like,
I fucking, it's crazy to me how you called it. So instantly. I give props to you for that.
I may or may not have lost some family too.
Oh, I knew it as soon as she said, for some unknown reason, it's her issue, not mine. I was like, QAnon, 100%, 100%.
She's like, "Let me hold that baby as I tell you about how Pizzagate is going to eat her blood." I'm like, all right, cool. I think the real conspiracy might be that like a bunch of people who spent a lot of time on 4chan were like, "Hey, you know how we've like tricked people into sending SWAT teams to people's houses? What if we tricked people into thinking that there was this actionable of a conspiracy that would be blogged about?" Like, I don't know.
And it worked.
Alexandra Caden from 1 year ago to Duff McKagan. Remember the tween in the striped winter hat in Amherst, Massachusetts? It was 2003. I was getting squished.
Wait, did you say tween?
tween?
Oh, no.
It was 2003. I was getting squished, and we managed to lock eyes. Ha ha ha. Well, I am James Park's ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
I have aged, and I am chunky. You are my ex-husband's favorite. He screwed me out of a custody situation. I don't have a criminal history. He used his power against me. He is a big shot music professor at the University of Michigan, and I would love for you to cream him.
Wow. What kind of cream?
I know, that's what I was saying. I was like, Duff McKagan, please come on my ex-husband's face.
I mean, Duff McKagan is also known for his bounty hunting.
I
So
know, that's the other thing. It's like, of all the people in Guns N' Roses,
he weekends as a man of outside the law.
I need the rail-thin ex-junkie to take out my husband, not beefy-ass Axl Rose.
He's got a duster and it's got 2 dart guns inside. And he has one of those like expandable pull cues that magicians use. And he just shows up and swirls and was like, "I'm Duff McKagan. Custody solved."
Creamed.
And then he comes on them. A lot of really involved weaponry for the comment.
We got a couple more here. Gord Hammond from 6 months ago. My first love and I listened to this song. She's been deceased for many years.
No.
My wife respects the fact that Marie was my first love. My wife says that Marie took my place amongst the dead.
I'm sorry, can you start that from the beginning one more time?
Yeah. Also, yes.
I'm
yes,
sorry, I have
I'm
to hit-
also very
I'm going to
confused.
restart that song because the opening hook's too sweet.
My first love and I listen to this song. She's been deceased for many years. My wife respects the fact that Marie was my first love. My wife says that Marie took my place amongst the dead.
I'm just going to say that, like, for the longest time, I've loved a wife guy, but now I love a dead girlfriend guy even more.
A dead girlfriend guy who makes his wife respect the dead
How
girlfriend.
much does he bring it up that he's mentioning it on YouTube?
I know.
Like, that's a practice story. Like, he's at cocktail nights or
Yeah.
something, and he's just like, "Hi, this is Chris and Charlie. Don't mention Guns N' Roses around him. It's kind of it's going to start a thing."
This is my wife. She's my second choice. I just want everybody to know that.
Has everybody met Runner Up? Oh man, they're gonna bury her 5 feet underground because 6 is too sweet for.
Well, is her theory that she died so he didn't have to?
Yeah,
Did he kill his girlfriend?
But then that means that he thinks, or his wife thinks that he's immortal. It's like, oh, she took your place
Were they in
amongst the dead. You don't have to go to the river.
Maybe they were in
the
a
river
throuple.
Styx no more.
They were in like a weird like triangle
Ooh,
unit.
maybe
They were-
so.
This is
Man.
What, yeah.
Where do we
What
go
a
now?
cool life! Like I'm not. Like, it sucks for her, but also, like, what a cool person to understand your partner and be like, I love this guy. And the fact that he is haunted by a girl who died with Guns N' Roses was still, like, the thing you listen to. Here's the thing. That couple exists somewhere, but their album is, like, Reload by Metallica. So, like, that's as good as it gets.
Oh, yeah, my husband, he can't die because a lady died in his place, so he'll live forever.
I understand that Jeremy's been through a lot, and whenever he hears Headstrong by Trap, he remembers the time that Jessica fell too deep in the river. And honestly, anytime we go wakeboarding, it just brings it up because those kids, they drink Mountain Dew when they play Trapped all day. He just hears it, and he starts weeping.
Trying to have a good weekend at the lake.
You know, and I'm number two. I'm his lips of an angel. That's who I am.
I wonder how many years into that relationship they are, where he still brings up his ex-girlfriend who died.
Did she know her? Like, was it just like they were best friends? Like his new wife idolized her.
E. Felix from 6 months ago, and this one's a fucking doozy.
Okay.
I'm so excited. My broken marriage has been restored.
Yay.
We recently made up, even though it was difficult.
How many lines till QAnon? Okay.
Oh, it's way weirder than that. It's been more than a month now. We both put the past behind us, and we are trying to move forward. The future looks a lot brighter. I can't express in words how grateful I am to Dr. Udubor for reviving. All of the worry and stress has simply vanished. Thank you, Dr. Udubor, for saving my broken marriage and bringing my husband back to me. Me and my husband are living happily together again. All thank you to Dr. Udubor. If you have a problem with heart issues as well, contact Dr. Udubor on WhatsApp, and then they give a number. So I looked up the number and found
Scam.
I found Dr. Udubor's Facebook, where he says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Udubor. I'm a spellcaster that helps people get the ex-lover back. Also, I cure all kinds of diseases. Hello, my name is Dr. Udubor. I help people, 1, bring back your ex-lover to you. 2, spell to win the lottery. 3, cure all types of human diseases. 4, cast a spell to get a good job.
Oh, I
5,
need that.
cast a pregnancy spell. Parentheses, fruitfulness of the worm. Sexy, Dr. Udubor. 6, cast a spell of promotion in your workplace. Or 7, cast a spell of protection, etc.
I like.
That's great.
Free
I
ad for Dr. Udubor.
I knew this woman was nuts when she said, "My relationship is good." It's been 30 days.
Yeah.
You know the classic Rocky relationship where you base the future off 1 month after it's been all fucked up.
Yeah. Where it's just like, hey guys, I think we've learned to cope. We haven't screamed or thrown glass at each other. Also, this sucks because this is where my professionalism comes in. That is a spam ad. That's just
Yeah,
that's
I
spammed
agree.
everywhere.
Oh,
that
yeah.
person did not organically put that
Oh,
there
I'm-
because of the song "Sweet Child of Mine."
Oh, no,
Rivers, you need to know.
I'm well aware. I just wanted to deeper investigate Dr. Udubor.
I know Dubor is a fucking lunatic.
I like how maybe it was purposely placed on this song. They're like, people who listen to this are going through
That's
some
fair.
shit.
They're like, you know what? I feel like there are probably more broken people, like more marriages falling apart listening to "Sweet Child of Mine" at any time, which also might explain why the marriage is falling apart. You're just like, I just don't understand. I have to go sit in the brook and listen to "Bitches Ain't Shit" and think about where things went wrong.
And finally, Dickhead from 1 year ago.
It just says "Dickhead."
That's his name.
Oh, got it.
Dickhead.
Man, how did he get the name Dickhead on YouTube? Like, do you know how
You're about to find out.
can't even do Dickhead anymore.
I mean,
The censors won't let you put that as a name.
that's his
anymore.
name.
Does he use like a number for Dickhead, or is
Nope.
it a pure name?
I guess
Dick?
your name
Dickhead.
can be Dick.
This dude has been
Yeah.
there a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dickhead from one.
No, it's amazing. I agree.
This is Dickhead from 1 year ago. It's me, shithead. You remember singing this song with a little kid in a bar? Because I remember singing it with you. This was my favorite song. Everyone loved Bar Baby. They came to see me. Sometimes they took me all over the place. You still have the recordings of me and you singing this? Even the doctor that delivered me knew I was going to be a fighter. When he smacked me, I punched him. God made me this way. Even that doctor knows I'll fight my nuns. No, that's mine.
This guy has so many catchphrases.
I'll
fight my nuns.
I disregard everything except for I am now obsessed with Bar Baby. He is a singing child in a bar.
I mean, I
thought
grew up
he was-
in a pretty rough town, so I knew about Bar Babies.
Is there a Bar Baby?
I thought he
Write
was
to us.
talking about the song Bar Baby.
Is that a
there a
song?
song? called Bar Baby?
Yeah, look it up right now.
Guns N' Roses does?
No, it's a different artist. It's Big Mo.
Oh,
No, he's not talking about Big Mo's Bar
Oh, yes,
Baby.
they are. They have to. What other Bar Baby that is there?
A
He said it was
baby
his
in a
favorite
bar.
song.
well, that's a bar, as in like a
Yeah.
rap bar, BARRE,
Yeah.
like a music bar. Not this is
no, Big Mo's
BAR.
Bar Baby is about a baby in a bar as well, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I feel like you don't understand how many babies there are in bars. Like, there's-
My parents used to take me to bars.
Yeah.
Right, but this guy was performing in them. It seems like.
when I was like, let's see, like 10, as a family, we all did a production of Music Man at a community theater. And one of the cast parties was at like a local piano bar, and they were like, people would like give me Shirley Temples and make me go up and sing show tunes. And at the time, I was like, I'm a star. But I think it was
Wow.
it was just drunk adults.
You're the Bar
Look at the little
Baby.
kid he's singing Suddenly Seymour, and he's doing both parts. Like,
Cash for the merchandise.
yeah, no, very much.
Wow.
And he'll do it for a Sprite.
And then he'd be like, no, I'd do it for Shirley Temple.
Shirley
Okay.
Temple. The Wells Fargo wagon. is-
Extra cherries, sir. This one's from Newsies, doll. Like,
God, you're the Bar Baby. That's amazing. And that is Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, our jam of the week. John Michael Bond, please tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
you can find me on Twitter at John Bond, or on Instagram at John Michael's Mistakes. Twitter's for jokes, and Instagram's just pictures of take people. And you can find my podcast, Dad Movies, on Spotify or iTunes. I think it's on everything. Those are the only two I've ever checked. It's very good. It's good. And we don't have advertisements, and we don't
Nice.
we don't waste a lot of time. Each one's like exactly an hour.
Nice.
My dad's a real charmer. The band The Dirty Nil, the singer made the theme song for us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is like,
Where can we
it's
find-
exponentially better than you would expect.
Where are your porno reviews?
You can't find them. They're on.
Okay.
They're unlisted.
Damn.
I'm not gonna let comedians find them. I'm sure it's Googleable. I just
Yeah, I get it.
Sam, please tell people where they can find you online.
Slam Harder on Twitter. SLAMHARTER.
Hell yeah.
That's how you get to me.
Nice. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and got some dates. You can come see me this Sunday, November 21st. I'm at Full Circle Brewing in Fresno, California. Shout out to my buddy Dave Apkarian. Going to be going up there with our friend Kyle Clark. And on December 13th, be in John Michael's neck of the woods at the goddamn Star Bar in Atlanta, Georgia. And on December 18th, you can come to Third Coast Comedy Club in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll be on Dr. Ben Sawyer's show. Perfect timing on December 18th. So Nashville, Fresno, Atlanta, come see me.
You're going home. Rivers is going home, everybody.
Yeah, just for the holidays, I'll be back, you know. And yeah, I have an energy drink called Cocaine sitting in my parents' fridge that I'm going to be hanging out with some Birmingham folks and drinking.
I just realized I have a date, so like I never have one.
Oh, what's yours? Yeah.
So December 2nd, I'm doing Popular Kids Club at Permanent Records.
Oh, hell yeah.
And yeah, that'll be fun.
Nice.
I forgot I do shows out when I'm not leaving and going to other states sometimes.
Hey, rare but fun, you
My
know?
favorite thing about LA, I get to come back and forget about doing comedy. And then I go on tour for 6 months.
Yeah. You can catch me at the open mic at Third Wheel. It happens at midnight.
Oh, that was so
People
you
go.
have fun, and they got free
Is
popcorn.
that one free? Or-
Yeah, it's free.
Oh,
Free.
I have
and they got popcorn.
I thought it was like a paid slatted mic, so I didn't go to it.
No, you should go. It's good.
Oh, hell
They
yeah.
get real audience members in there a lot of
nice.
the time. Freakos who want to go to a midnight show
Yeah.
because they're poor and they're like, hey, baby, let's go on a date.
I have learned that poor people love me. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too.
They smell it on me.
I was doing my material.
You're the bar baby.
I'm the bar baby.
They love the bar baby.
I was doing
Here, take my
material
coat.
about riding the bus, and then these people came in, and I was like, hey, I was just talking about the bus. And they're like, we rode the bus here.
We were late riding the bus. Did you talk about how you're late riding the bus? I did.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Well, yeah, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/thegoodspod. We are on Twitter @thegoodspod. Every episode ever and tons of clips over at youtube.com/thegoodspod. The best way to support the show, patreon.com/thegoodspod. And second best way to support the show is to go to Apple Podcasts, where you can rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, daddy, fuck
you, motherfucker.
The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter @TheGoodsPod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.